And episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out there? They're playing off!
On the green, we sway with a beer in hand every day. From the tee to the hole, we're just trying to keep control. We're barely out of bounds, drinking and golfing around. A toast to the fairway we raise, for the love of the game and the haze. For the love of the game and the haze.
I don't know if it's about to this live. I don't know.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Barely Out of Bounds. It's about golf, man. It's about golf and drinking beer with the boys. I'm joined as always by Tim Pool's clone. It's Zane Smith. How's the beanie doing?
It's doing all right. I'm Golf Cartman. Nice to meet you.
Why?
Oh, I'm wearing the beanie, because Zach made a comment about my receding hairline, which I don't think is it. Again, that's not receding.
Boy. Put that thing back on.
What do you mean? That's not receding. Anyway, so he made a comment about my receding hairline, and so now I'm Tim Pool. I decided to troll him a little bit. So yeah,
Is it not hot in there?
it's a little hot. I might have to take this off 5 minutes in.
I've
I've had it on all pre-show, but I'm feeling it now.
Yeah. And I'm the journey, and I'm here to show you the destination.
That sucks.
All right.
That's awful.
Zane, what are we drinking
Awful.
tonight?
So I am finishing off the slow pour. I mean, it's really good. Zach came over for the Super Bowl. We enjoyed watching that. Nice brotherly bonding session. And so I had slow pour light.
It's fine.
Fine. No, I'm just kidding.
It's fine.
It's
not
pretty good.
Great.
It's not amazing. But it's only got an IBU of 10. It's not bitter or nothing. And it's made by Slow Pour Brewing, and they're over in I think Sewanee? Lawrenceville, Georgia. Yep. 407 North Clayton Street. If you're near there, go by. They have a great brewery. I don't know. We've got to go there sometime. The family and Louisa and all that. Yep, we've got to go sometime. It's really good.
All right. Well, I'm having a beer from your neck of the woods.
Oh.
From Alpharetta, Georgia.
Oh.
We've got a Jekyll Brewing Company, Seven Bridges.
Oh, Seven Bridges Brewing.
No, it's Jekyll Brewing. Seven Bridges is the name of the beer.
They might have bought out Seven Bridges Brewing.
Maybe they did. This is an Oktoberfest lager. It's very, very good. They actually just opened a brewery up here in Gainesville. This is where I got this from. So, and it is it's walking distance from where I live currently.
Oh, Six Bridges Brewing is the name of a different brewery. Okay, sorry.
So one more bridge.
One more Brit. Man, that popped open, didn't it? Man, this is a crap show. I can't say the other word.
Well, we're over a minute in. You can say that word now.
Oh, okay. It's a shit show. So anyway,
that's why our intro is a minute long, and then you have the other
right.
intro.
A minute. We get past that minute. We're
You
good.
get it past that minute where they're looking for swear words. And
Yeah,
then just
this is
dive
not.
in.
By the way, guys, this is not. We don't swear a lot here. This is not one of those we're going to be dropping.
Zane does, but I don't.
That's not true, Zach. That's not true. Don't tell the people lies.
I would never.
I'm
not a liar.
So anyway, I mean, there's not a ton going on this week, but we did find quite a bit to talk about in the pre-show.
I tell you what, Zane, I have consumed more golf content in the past week than I have in a very long time.
That's just because you watch those break 50s and you break 75.
No, it's not just that. I watched Live Golf Riyadh. I watched the Waste Management.
Oh, you got to watch the whole thing?
Yeah.
Sick. How'd you watch it?
Huh?
How'd you watch it on the app?
On the app, yeah.
Do you pay for it?
Yeah.
You pay $60 to watch?
Yeah.
That's nuts, bro.
I got every tournament now for the whole year. It's part of my job, dude. I'm a golf analyst.
That's nuts, bro.
I'm a golf nerd. I have a hat now.
That's nuts, bro.
I don't have it here. It's in my car. I was gonna wear it on tonight's episode, but I guess
you have a Live golf hat now?
No, I have a golf nerd hat.
Oh, golf nerd hat. I did see that hat. You wore it.
Yeah.
He didn't play well in it, by the way.
Huh?
So not much of a golf nerd.
It was the worst I played this year.
It was pretty bad.
It was bad.
Even Zach was like, he looked over at me and he said, I don't want you thinking like I play like this often. Or no, it wasn't that. You said something like that. But you were like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bud. You said something like that. You were like, I'm not gonna lie, like this is the worst I've played this year. Like
I've only played this. That was my 4th time playing.
You told me like, I'm shooting even. I'm shooting 2 over.
I had gone out, which was earlier that like a couple days before that. I shot even par. So and it was an even par that could have been a lot better had I putted well. And I did putt better when I played with you. I just hit the ball.
Yeah. Well, I'm going through some swing changes at the moment. Not I mean, it's pretty big, but just getting a more stable foundation, kind of like we were talking about whenever you were over for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Keeping my lower body from rotating too much.
Yeah.
And the backswing version of spinning out. So trying to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And then just getting deeper, getting the arm more, not behind me, but like more lower on the chest.
Oh, actually, I shot a golf video today. Very short video. It went all right, I think. Just taking a look right now. Yeah, there's some swing stuff we got to work on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is the first video I've taken of my swing this year, and it doesn't look good. So,
what's it look? Come on, show the audience.
Okay. Well, I can't.
Yeah, you can. You can put your phone up to the screen. You 100% can do this. You can expand. We all know you can. Zach's a wizard at this. Zach can literally expand the screen that he's in right now to fit the full screen. We know you have.
I'm going to an iron swing. I
question
did not
is,
hit well.
Do you have the will? That's the question. That's the question we're all asking ourselves. I don't know why.
I almost missed the golf ball. I didn't feel like it at the time. Here.
Oh no.
Here.
You missed the ball.
No, I almost did. I was trying to hit like a stinger.
You gotta make it bigger. So you gotta make it bigger. Gotta make your not you in the like you. Make your screen bigger. Like make you the full screen.
Oh, like go full screen.
Gotcha. Hey, there he is.
Okay.
That was way easier for people to see.
Okay, let me.
All right.
Back it up. Back it up a couple seconds, and then press play, and then show.
Or is this slow motion?
No, it's not. I almost missed the ball. I was trying to hit a stinger cut, and I caught it pretty low.
That was a weird finish.
Well, that's how I finish when I'm trying to keep the club low through.
No, I'm not
the
talking
finish.
about like I'm not sorry, finish. I'm talking about like through the ball. That was a weird through the ball move you did on that one.
Really?
I'd have to see it again. I obviously need to see it. It's slow motion.
I'm getting steep with my hands into the ball a little
Okay.
bit, and that needs to be
It
fixed.
needs to stop. He
Because
needs it
the
to stop.
backswing looks okay. Maybe the hands are a little high in the backswing, but like I'm getting really steep into the ball. I also noticed that on my last approach of the day. So,
Mr. Producer, can I get back on the screen?
no,
Why not?
I'm just kidding.
Thank you. I'm out of the closet now.
But lots of stuff to work on. The video will be uploaded hopefully by the start of next week.
Woo!
On Teed Off Golf. You guys can just look for that. I'm not putting it in the description. This is about Beerly. So we don't have. There is decent amount of golf news. I want to go over some quick stuff that I know Zane's not going to give half of a shit about. And it's in the YouTube golf space. Bryson brought back the Break 50 challenge. It was him, Grant Horvat, and GM Golf Garrett Clark. They actually ended up breaking 50, shot 48.
Whoa, 2 shots.
Yeah.
Dose.
They lit it up. It was.
Did they do this as they're walking away?
There's a. I don't know. Garrett has a new word now that he learned from Bryson. He says it like 20 times in the video.
Fun.
I can't remember what it was though now. I
Hmm.
mean, it was something like dastardly or something like that.
Dastardly? Diabolical?
Diabolical, that's what it was.
Oh, I use that word all the time. I love that word.
Yeah.
That's such a good word.
He's like, Bryson told him something was diabolical and he just kept repeating that. It was pretty funny.
It's a fun word.
Grant looks over at him and goes, "You just got a new word now?" Or
Dastardly is a pretty good word too.
Dastardly is a good
you should
word.
bring
too.
that
Maybe
back.
that would be my thing.
That's got to be your thing on Teed Off Golf. You got to just call everything dastardly. All right. So we're 12 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get into the meat of the situation.
Oh, there's a couple more YouTube golf things I want to talk about. That was just the first one.
God.
Second one is I finally got to watch some of the content that Rick Shields is producing with Live Golf and in their partnership. Break 75 at Adelaide. That course looks incredible. I didn't make it to the end, so I don't know if he broke 75. I know he did not break 75 at Riyadh. He shot 76, I believe. So, whew. Alrighty. For that, you're earning a timeout.
Oh no! Don't put me in timeout.
You're in timeout now. Okay. Another YouTube golf thing. Spit and Chicklets. Bob Does Sports did a collaboration that I haven't watched. That's probably one of the only pieces of golf content that I missed out on this past week, or at least this past since the last episode. I plan on catching up on that. Bob Does Sports obviously is in collaboration with the PGA Tour. Be interesting to see them and Spit and Chicklets, see what they do. All right, you're out of timeout now, buddy.
I'm out of timeout.
So what did you want to talk about that was boring and stupid and not as fun?
Not as fun as YouTube golf.
YouTube golf's fun, man. It's on the rise.
Yeah, okay.
But you know it's not on the rise? Live golf viewership way down.
Yeah, so let's talk real quick about the winners first, bud. Let's talk about the winners first.
Oh, okay.
So the winners,
I was trying to give you
we
a
have two winners, two major winners, obviously, that we're going to talk about. We had
No, they weren't majors. They were just normal tournaments. Congratulations to Thomas Dietrich and
Adrian Meronk.
Yes.
Yeah. So really great job by them. Obviously, I didn't get to watch the Riyadh just because of the paywall. Zach, how was it?
It was. I still. We'll talk about it in a little bit because this is something I want to bring up on the show.
Okay, perfect. And then did you? I got to watch Waste Management. That was awesome, and we saw. It was really. So, I mean, this year was a much better golf tournament. Like a much better.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it was so like start to finish, better run. Obviously, they were a little too strict. They wouldn't let the guys sleep in the stands. That was a bit of a bummer. But at the
Stop
same,
the beer snake.
yeah, they stopped a beer snake, which is just like
I am anti-stopping beer snakes. If my title as the creator of Beerly Sports didn't make that clear enough, I'm anti-stopping beer snakes.
yeah, that's my political affiliation is not stopping
the beer snake party.
Yeah, I'm of the beer snake party. Any anti-beer snake people,
All the anti-beer snakers out there, be forewarned.
Yep. Be forewarned.
You are dastardly devils, and your diabolical plans and machinations will not come to pass.
That's right. That's right. So anyway, but it was a great tournament. Dietrich hit one of the most ice cold shots. The only shot that comes to mind that was even like that was as good as that was well, I don't know, because he still had the lead. So it wasn't like one of those things where it's like he needed, like, I guess he could have put it somewhere else and then got up and down. But it was just one of the coolest things to see him stick that on 16 in front of the whole crowd, stick it to here.
A whole crowd of Spieth fans.
Yeah, obviously. But it was like, it was just so beautiful. Because obviously Spieth was in the hunt as well. And, the only shot that comes to mind that's just as diabolical as that would be probably the Y.E. Yang shot on 18 with Tiger Woods. Was it 18?
What?
Was it 18 where he stuck it inside him? That's what she said.
Excuse me.
What shot was it? I've got to look up that shot.
I think the most stone cold shot. I think Bryson's bunker shot on 18 last year was.
Oh, that was the
that
most
was stone cold. That's a tough shot to hit.
Yeah,
especially on that course in those conditions.
It sure was.
To hit it to like 5 feet and then make the putt. I mean, like that's like when he has to get up and down and win the tournament in a major. The U.S. Open at Pinehurst.
Oh, this is it. This is it. Can I show you this? Can I bring this up?
Yeah.
Oh, this is it. Yeah. So obviously Bryson's was great. Like he needed to hit it in order to win. However, this is one of the dopest. Can we just watch this? From here? Okay. Here we go.
No, you're right. Asian golf is looking for.
So this is the last hole. I remember this so vividly. The last hole of the PGA Championship. Very vividly. So this is the last hole of the PGA Championship. They had like Y.E. Yang. I think he had a one-shot lead on Tiger Woods. You'll see here in a second what it looks like.
Really groundbreaking about.
They're taking their time, obviously.
Oh my God!
There it is.
Cabrera has so often been about not only who wanted to be considered.
There it is. So let's just show the leaderboard real quick. So Y.E. Yang's one up, finishing one up. He's only one in the lead. This is him right here. He gets ready to hit.
He's got a cock on his back.
He does. Here it is. He needs this shot to get on the green. Seal it. Watch where this thing goes. Hybrid in hand, Zach.
Hybrid's the way to go.
That is like the crazy. He's doing that with Tiger Woods in his group.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's nice.
That's insane. And then here's Tiger. Obviously, he needs to put it close.
Tiger has 7. He has 5 irons.
Forward.
And this just goes to show how good Tiger is. Doesn't even phase him. Watch this. If he'll ever hit it. There he goes. Look at this.
This is young Tiger.
Coming out of that.
That's just crazy. He was the first one to ever just put Tiger on ice. I mean, just put him on ice.
Yeah.
And it was one of the coolest shots of all time. And that's
Yeah.
what it kind of reminded me of, because he needed it to stave off a comeback from Jordan Spieth.
Well, what was it at that point? Like, what was the lead at?
He won by 7, right?
Yeah.
I think it was. So here, hold on. Let's go waste management. Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Dang it.
Phoenix Open. Here we go.
Scorecards.
Nah, I can't see it.
Phoenix Open.
I can't see it. Dietrich shot 4 over today, though.
So he birdied 15.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, he's 4 under on the last 4 holes. So
Yeah,
he
that's what I'm saying.
very strong. So he won by 7. He's probably up by like 2 at the time. That par 3 was playing tough.
Yeah. That's astounding.
Shout out. We'll get to it in a second. Sorry. I almost interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you go ahead.
No. We've got to talk about Meronk ran away with it at Riyadh as well.
Yeah.
I mean, just 3 really solid rounds of golf. Just played great all week. Putted well. John Rahm had some issues on the putting green.
Yep.
But his team did end up taking it down. Legion 13 is a strong roster, man.
Yeah, you do have a strong.
I don't see anyone beating them this year.
Yeah, I don't see anybody beating them this year either. So can we talk real quick about the ratings of the 2 events?
Yeah.
All right. So what I've got shared here is this is the Riyadh TV viewership. This is not good. And just remember, this is they just got the TV deal with Fox.
Fox Sports, yeah.
That's not good. So FS1 had them at 54,000 in the early time, in the early bracket. And the later bracket, 12-3, will drop to 31,000.
There's also an FS2.
Yeah, that's true. But this is just one of those things where it's like, that's not viable moving forward.
No.
So they're going to need to figure something out. I think, I think you make it more accessible. I don't know why. I disagree with your statement that this is worth $60 of a subscription.
I'll talk about it in a second.
We will, I know. But what I'm saying is like, this is unacceptable. You need to make it, people need to desire the product before you do something like that. It went from free to 60. Not from free to 5, not from free to 10, free to 60.
I understand.
So that's unacceptable. And then on the flip side, in good news, this is the viewership numbers from the Waste Management. Waste Management Phoenix Open pulled 2.9 million viewers for Thomas Dietrich, 7-stroke victory, up from 2.4 last year with Nick Taylor's win on NBC.
Who works for CBS? Like, who are their commentators?
Jim Nance, but he wasn't doing that week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The bottom line is I don't know, but
I believe I know who's on NBC's team.
Oh well, we all know who is on NBC's team.
Is it Chambly? Is he on NBC's team? I wonder why.
Yeah. So anyway, but this is really strong viewership numbers, especially on a final day whenever this guy's in the lead by 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really liked that.
He had Scotty making a run. Spieth was right there for a long time. Kim was right there for a long time.
Sure.
So.
Sure. But it was a great tournament. I really enjoyed watching it. The moments I did watch, I watched quite a bit of it. So yeah. I really enjoyed watching it. It's sad that Vince didn't make the cut, but he'll be hanging around there. Yeah, he'll be around. You just wait, man. He's playing pretty good golf right now.
So we're gonna go ahead and jump into the discussion I had on Twitter because I think it's. Hold on.
I can't do it. Sorry. Can't do it.
We're gonna go ahead and jump into the discussion I had on Twitter with Pull Hook Golf, golf podcast. Make sure you check them out. Just their original tweet. Final Live Golf Riyadh thoughts. Didn't watch a single second of it. Feel great about it. Meaning he feels great about not watching a single second. Nothing against the players, but nobody gives a frick about this tournament except for 500 people on Twitter. I responded. That's not the first tweet. I mean, you clearly care a lot about it. He won't stop talking about it. They were tweeting about it nonstop. Like, literally, it was like 30 seconds a tweet. It was crazy.
It's the opposite of a stan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool event under the lights. I would recommend giving the broadcast a chance. It's worth the watch, but that's my opinion. They responded, I did for 3 years, never missed a round. My beef is more of golf charging fans $60 for the app. Should be free. The audience isn't mature enough at this stage.
First off, if that's your beef, then you don't preface it with all like, I didn't watch a second of it. Blah, blah, blah. Like you're can I just say this? He's acting like a 14-year-old girl when he's saying stuff like this. Like,
well, to be fair, I think they were initially like a stan account for Liv.
well, I see, but here's the thing. I agree with his statement. The statement that I disagreed with you on the $60 for the app.
He's just pulling a Trevor. You know Trevor on Twitter.
100%. He is 100%. That's a
He's clickbaiting.
Zach,
He's
that is
rage
a
baiting.
perfect example.
He's rage baiting.
Thank you so much for a perfect example.
He's rage baiting. And so
He
I
is.
didn't come at it with that energy. And we actually had a decently, cordial conversation. I think Scott O'Neill was fed caffeine TV numbers. Here's hoping he realizes it makes it free for everyone. Okay. My response, and this is something Zane disagrees with, I said $60 for 14 events is a pretty good deal, especially considering the quality of the broadcast. I can understand the frustration. I guess my line is just different. When I say my line is just different, I'm saying like when I broke down the idea of buying the app, my line was, am I going to get $60 of enjoyment out of the app? And I would say I would, because here's the thing. The way I think about it is, if to watch any first and second round coverage of PGA Tour, you have to buy a monthly subscription to ESPN Plus at $9.99. Okay, it's $10 a month. That's $120 a year.
Sure.
To watch the first 2 rounds of events, and that does not include majors, because majors are covered on TV. So that's kind of my thought process thinking about it. $60, 14 events. It's players I like. Go Majestics. Not going to win an event this year, but go Majestics. So that's what I meant by I guess that's my line's just different.
They should have broke the mold. They shouldn't have gone with the subscription model. They should have gone
I think
with
you
the
can
event
go
model.
with the subscription model. We're going to talk about it in this conversation in a second.
God, though, if they had gone with the event model, I think it would have made more sense.
They said that's the used car salesman line. That's only the cost of Starbucks coffee. The product isn't good enough, which I 100% disagree with, or mature enough to deserve a $60 subscription, which is why I stand on business. I would agree with that. It's not mature enough to deserve that $60 subscription, because I think you're raising the barrier to entry.
That's
way too
100% true. He's 100%. He's 100% right on that point.
But I think the product is good enough. I don't know how you watch a Live Golf broadcast and not think it's better than anything the PGA Tour does currently.
It is. I'm hands down.
And it's better than anything PGA Tour does.
I mean, the only thing that you can say is the music. That does.
But like, I didn't notice it at the Riyadh one.
I don't think they had as much as the Riyadh one.
The Riyadh one, it was like a festival, and then there was golf going on at the festival. I don't know. I know that's kind of how they run Live Golf events anyway. But I thought it was really cool.
Typically, they do concerts during
Yeah.
the Live Golf tournament.
I think they did have like DJs and stuff because it was night golf, so it was like they did like light stuff. You know,
it's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's one of those things where, like, you can't put the cart before the horse, and I think that's what they did with the $60.
I agree. I think it changes. I don't think it stays at that price point. Because I think that they're going to see that massive drop off in viewership numbers, even on the app.
Sure.
So I think that that's something that definitely needs to change. But I said I think the product is good enough. The maturity I could agree with. I would probably put it at a lower price point, lower the barrier to entry to entice more people to tune in. Because you got to build a fan base before you start charging that much money.
100%.
The reason I paid for it was because I looked at it as an investment. I don't have cable, so I'm not going to be able to watch it on Fox Sports 1.
Sure.
So I want to know what's going on in every part of the game. So
Sure.
They responded, it took away a lot of casual fans who enjoyed Live that won't pay $60. I've spoken with many people who watched it before but won't be watching moving forward. It's unfortunate. Scott O'Neill was brought in to create revenue lines, which I understand but don't agree with. I assume he means don't agree with the way he's doing it.
Yeah, that's what he means.
Yeah.
I totally agree with Pull Hook Golf on this one. On that note,
I said that's fair. Perhaps they'll adjust the price point in the future. They responded, I would be surprised if we get an announcement soon saying the app is free again. I said that'd be great. I didn't realize this conversation kept going. I believe Scott O'Neill has fed a lot of fake viewership numbers, which they use for TV deals and ultimately the app subscription. And then I responded, possibly. And again, this is me just floating stuff because obviously I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. It could also be that in order to get a TV deal, they had to paywall their content in some way, especially since this is the first time they've aired Thursday rounds on
That's
television.
a fact. Yeah, because they're going to want exclusive rights to the footage. That's a very good point. If you're Fox and you make a deal with Waste Management, you want to make sure that they can't just show the live broadcast on PGA Tour or the app.
Yes.
Because then you're not getting the eyes on CBS.
Yeah. Exactly.
That makes sense.
Because and this is the first time that they've aired Thursday rounds on television. I think they've aired Friday rounds. I think they've aired Saturday rounds, but I think this is the first time Thursday rounds have been on television. That could be, but I don't buy it because they were paying the CW, and I still didn't see much if any growth unless people have proof to the deal. I still believe Liv is paying Fox. I don't think they're paying Fox. I think it's a dead time of day for television anyway.
Yeah, Fox Sports 1. Yep, I agree with you there.
It's a dead time of, and you're getting
if you
something.
Turned on Fox Sports 1 at lunch hour on Thursday or Friday, you'd know.
Yeah, it's a dead area for television viewership anyway. Not many people are going to choose Fox Sports 1 over any other thing. They're probably watching ESPN. So, like, you're already dealing with limited viewership in that regard. So I would find it hard to believe that they're paying Fox. I would believe that they're paying the CW, but again, I think that was just to get the product out there.
Sure.
Get it on TV.
Sure.
And I said, oh, it's possible. I'm also biased because I grew up with Sam Horsfield. And they said fair play. But I honestly think they had to paywall their content for the TV deal. And maybe that contract set the price point at $60 because it does seem like a big jump from.
I think Scott O'Neill got too ambitious. I think that's what happened. Well, those guys, that happens with those guys. You know, they see if they're called in to get revenue lines. It's the same thing that happens in big pharma. It's the same thing that happens in medicine. It's the same thing that happens in other corporations. It's the same thing that happens with Netflix and their subscriptions, even though study after study shows if you lower the price, what would happen is actually people wouldn't share their Netflix accounts as much, and you'd actually have more revenue. But what happens is they think in their heads, they're like, oh, price goes up means more revenue.
I don't think it's necessarily that.
No, that is what it is.
I don't think that they're stupid, Zane.
I think you have a way higher opinion of people that climb that ladder.
I think that
Just remember, Jay Monahan is the commissioner of the PGA Tour.
I understand that, but Jay Monahan's really good at making money for Jay Monahan.
Sure, because he's corrupt.
I'm not saying that that's not true.
No, but I'm saying he doesn't make smart decisions for the tour.
For the tour,
Yes.
he makes smart decisions for Jay Monahan.
I don't think Jay Monahan, even though he got that raise and stuff, whatever.
And even though at the end of the day,
But here's the thing. He would have
world.
gotten that raise regardless of how the live talks happened. He would have got that raise regardless of that. If they actually went to the table with live, he would have got those raises no matter what. So I don't think it's Jay Monahan. Oh, if he.
But do they make the corporation in the live talks? Is Jay Monahan going to be the commissioner of Live Golf and the PGA Tour, or the CEO of Live Golf? The CEO.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Until Live Golf, the PGA Tour is a nonprofit. Then they started the PGA Tour Corporation, which is a for-profit organization, of which Jay Monahan.
That was well before Live. But go ahead.
Pretty sure it was around the same time, but I could be wrong.
Or you can find out when was PGA Tour Enterprises, right? Founded. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. It's not PGA Tour Enterprises.
It's not? Oh, yeah.
No.
That's not it. PGA Tour Corporation.
Yeah, we know it was founded in 1968, you dumb twat.
Private arm of the PGA Tour, maybe? I'm seeing PGA Tour Enterprises. Whoa.
What is the for-profit
PGA Tour? Hold on.
portion of PGA Tour?
Control F.
PGA Tour Enterprises. That's the for-profit structure.
Is that the for-profit structure?
The for-profit portion of the PGA Tour is PGA Tour Enterprises.
So PGA Tour Enterprises began in 2024.
That's not right, because we were covering this back in 2022. That can't be the case.
It says launches new program 2024.
Is it PGA Tour Entertainment?
Date filed for the LLC was 11/29/2023.
We were covering this back in 2022 on the podcast.
I'm just telling you what it is. This is from sunbiz.org, Divisions of Corporations, official state of Florida website. PGA Tour Enterprises LLC, date filed 11/29/2023.
That just can't be. That they have another for-profit structure. They have to.
Maybe they do, but I don't know where it is. Hold on. Wikipedia will be our hero here.
Who owns
Boston Sports
the
Group. Control
PGA
F.
Tour Media? It's PGA Tour Media?
No. Fenway Sports Group. Strategic.
Dude, I don't think we're going to find this right now.
No. Its for-profit arm is PGA Tour Enterprises.
That was in 2023, though. We covered this back in 2022 whenever I was at Chicopee.
I'm right, dude.
We know that they had a for-profit structure of some sort back in 2021 because we covered it on
I don't
the
think
show.
they did.
This is all lies. I have a brain. I lived it. I'm not going to believe some bullshit propaganda right now. It's not going to be one of those things. This is not going to be one of those MK Ultra things.
No, I'm
where
just telling
I'm
you,
just
dude. You
hypnotized
find
into
it and then prove
believing-
me wrong. But
I
as of right
will.
now, I'm correct.
I am going to bring it up next week, and I'm going to
I'm
find
right.
this.
I think I'm 100% right on this. So as of right now, I'm correct because I'm the only one with evidence to support it. Yeah, this started in 2023, like the year after all those guys left to go live.
But Live started in 2022.
Yeah,
This just doesn't make it. That doesn't. This doesn't. This doesn't pass the sniff test because if that's the case, PGA Tour, the PGA Tour is a non-profit organization.
yes,
It is the PGA Tour. PGA Tour, a non-profit.
yes, it is.
It
PGA
is.
Tour is.
A sanctioned entity will remain a non-profit organization.
Yes. It has a for-profit arm called PGA Tour Enterprises, LLC.
They found money though to give the players back in 2022. This is not real. This is not real.
It's corruption, dude.
That is not, dude. They have to be investigated. They have to be. This is crazy. Am I wrong?
I don't think you're wrong. But I also don't know if you're right.
I don't know if I'm right anymore either.
So, as of right now, I'm correct. The year after Live Golf, the PGA Tour opens up its own for-profit arm named PGA Tour Enterprises, and Jay Monahan is the new CEO of PGA Tour Enterprises. He is the commissioner of the PGA Tour, and once this merger goes through, as far as proposed deals that we know of, he is going to be the CEO of Live Golf as well.
How did the PGA? I'm using AI right now. How did the PGA Tour find?
This is supposed to be a small part of the podcast.
Find money back in 2022 to pay players.
They never found money, Zane. It was always there.
Yeah, it was always there. In 2022, the PGA Tour managed to significantly increase its prize money by tapping into several sources. Here's a breakdown of it. So, media right deals, apparently, they secured lucrative media rights deals that started taking effect in 2022. These deals brought in substantial revenue, which was allocated to increase the prize money, tournament income. The income generated from tournaments included title sponsorships, ticket sales, hospitality program, but that's not going to go up. Let's be real.
That's pretty
PGA Tour reserves. There's where it is. PGA Tour reserves. The PGA Tour also utilized its reserves to fund money. See, this is where they need to be investigated. For-profit companies are not allowed
Non-profit
to retain
companies.
non-profit companies are not allowed to retain earnings. This says they have reserves. What the hell? So what are the reserves doing? The PGA Tour also utilized its reserve to fund prize money increases. This was a point of contention as some players felt the reserves should have been distributed to them earlier. Of course it should!
So I'm right.
You are.
At the end of the day, I'm right.
But at the end of the day, they were always a for-profit company. Those reserves that's bullshit.
But they want the tax breaks of being a non-profit.
I get it. I get it. At the same
Listen,
time,
when you're the PGA Tour, when you're as wealthy as the PGA Tour, although the PGA Tour is not wealthy because they're a non-profit, you can retain the best lawyers.
we're just gonna start doing that whole like vaccinated thing where it's like the vaccines are safe and effective. You know, right before it, like,
All right.
or
for
in a
that,
video
you've earned
game.
a timeout. You've earned a timeout. I'm gonna time out you there because you're not allowed to say that on YouTube. So, all right, you can come back now.
are safe and effective.
Okay, he's still going on about it. All right, he's still going on about it, and
Be said. I'm saying what's allowed to be said. And so, yeah. So it's kind of like in a video game, like,
oh yeah, when
I
people
did
say like, "Oh,
something
I'm
in a
gonna
video
do this
game.
to you in a video game,"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's like that,
that's allowed on YouTube for
Yeah.
some reason.
which is crazy. Bonkers, by the way.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
It's absolutely
I feel like
bonkers.
you could take it case by case basis and be like, okay, yeah, this guy was actually talking about a video. This guy definitely was not.
Yeah. How can Jay Monahan be fired? Sorry, I'm messing around way too much with AI.
Yeah,
right
you
now.
are. It's okay. And we already know the answer to that. It's never gonna happen.
That's crazy. You want to hear how he would? You want to hear how he would get fired?
We've gone over this on the podcast before.
Yeah, this would be crazy.
All of his underlings would have to turn on him.
Correct. No,
Yeah.
That's exactly right. It'd
All
have
of his
to be
little posse.
It'd
would
have to be.
turn on him.
It'd have to be like the USSR crumbling down.
Yeah.
What would have to happen.
Like the PGA Tour would have to go bankrupt and everybody turn on Jay Monahan.
Pretty much. Or he gyps people out of their paychecks on the board.
Yeah, but he would never do that because he's securing loyalty.
That's right. You got to secure that loyalty, baby.
Jay
Machiavellian.
Jay Monahan's like, look, we got all these reserves. I could pay you guys a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. Let's open up these reserves.
But where
All right,
were we?
I don't know. We were talking about Liv and Liv. You brought up the pull hook golf, and you were talking.
Oh yeah,
we
were talking about, and I said Jay Monahan makes good decisions for Jay Monahan.
Yes,
and because I talked about them creating PGA Tour Enterprises the year after the Live Golf stuff happened, and that's when that whole 15-minute side quest happened. And you were like, well, I don't know if he's actually that smart. I'm like, look, he made the PGA Tour Enterprises the year after Liv left and made himself CEO. He's pretty smart. And directly financially tied the tour success to him.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, man, it's just.
And by the way, you know what's so great about PGA Tour Enterprises? All their donations to the nonprofit corporation PGA Tour are tax write-offs.
I know.
They're not. Listen, we're not funneling money. We're donating.
Is that what's happening?
Listen. You would. I'm not kidding you. You would have to show me the actual paperwork of them not doing it for me to believe you.
That's kind of like me with the government.
like I'm so serious. Like, I don't know how that's even legal.
It's like that new USAID stuff that's coming out.
I don't even know how that's legal.
Yeah, I don't either.
That sounds so crazy. That's like, oh,
well, the whole thing.
I'm the commissioner of the nonprofit corporation or nonprofit organization.
And I'm also the CEO of this for-profit corporation.
Yes, I'm also the CEO of this for-profit corporation.
You know what it is? It's the hats. It's the hats thing.
Yeah.
Where he goes, hold on, let me talk to my accountant.
No, it's worse than that. It's sunglasses.
Hi, I'm the accountant. Yeah. Hi, I'm the accountant. Weren't you just the manager, the HR guy? No. Who are you talking about? It's like that's the exact meme.
Oh man, it's bad.
So bad.
But like, what? Because the whole thought process is like, if they're not doing that, why wouldn't they be?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and they've been doing crazy things up to this point, you know.
Yeah.
Large. So,
like, you think that Boston or that Fenway Sports Group and the SSG money is not all going to the PGA Tour nonprofit organization through donations?
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that because, like, what do you do? Wouldn't that be commingling funds at that point?
No, it's separate bank accounts.
That's
It's
yeah,
separate.
dude.
They're just listen,
Holy
Zane. It's very
crap.
simple. The PGA Tour Enterprises is donating money to the PGA Tour from one bank account. They are writing a check and giving it to a nonprofit organization. I don't see what the big deal is.
God, that's insane, isn't it? Anyway, it just blows your mind.
Zane, listen. I'm writing a video on this guy. I know what I'm talking.
I believe you. 110%. I believe you. That's just nuts to me. That's just nuts.
And because they're giving all that money to a nonprofit organization, right? That means that for-profit organization can still function as is and not pay taxes because a majority of their income is going to expenses or donations.
Say that one more time.
So because that for-profit organization is donating almost all, if not all, of that money, they're net negative in terms of like revenue due to donations.
Wow. So I just looked it up just out of curiosity, and it says the PGA Tour receives money from PGA Tour Enterprises through several key revenue streams. This is nuts. So number one is investment partnerships.
Yeah, partnerships with himself. He's like, hey, we should make this. We should come to an agreement here. I agree.
Yeah, PGA Tour Enterprises was launched with significant investment from SSG. We covered that, which contributed an initial $1.5 billion. Yeah. This partnership aims to maximize revenue generation for the PGA Tour and its players. Equity grants to players. Nearly 200 PGA Tour members have the opportunity to become equity partners in PGA Tour Enterprises. These grants, which vest over time, are based on career accomplishments, recent achievements, future participation, and services. This allows players to benefit from the commercial growth of the enterprise. That sounds fine. And then there is potential for additional investments from entities like the Public Investment Fund, which could further boost the financial resources of PGA Tour Enterprises. That's coming up. Mm-hmm. And then we have last one is commercial ventures. PGA Tour Enterprises houses the commercial businesses and rights of the PGA Tour, including media rights, sponsorship deals, and the commercial activities. Revenue generated from these ventures are funneled back into the organization. What are you doing, dog?
Your dog just die?
Yeah, he just shot himself. Oh, well, let's continue with the show.
Sounds like he's still skidding around, so.
Yeah, he's fine.
Resilient.
He's fine. So, anyway.
Honestly, goddamn inspiration.
Yeah, that's right. So, it says revenue generated from these ventures is funneled back into the organization to support its operations and prize funds.
Yeah.
It sounds so sketchy. It's not even funny.
Doesn't it?
It says, by creating PGA Tour Enterprises, the PGA Tour aims to strengthen the financial stability and growth potential of the organization, benefiting both players and fans.
And Jay,
apparently.
And leadership.
Let me ask you, how is this legal?
How is this legal?
Uh-oh. So it says antitrust laws. The PGA Tour has to comply with antitrust to ensure that its business practices do not create an unfair competition or monopolies. This includes recent framework agreement from the PIF and other entities.
Yeah, they're obviously a monopoly.
The PGA Tour maintains its nonprofit 501c6 classification, which provides tax exemptions for business leagues and professional sports organizations. This allows PGA Tour Enterprises to operate while benefiting from certain tax advantages. No shit.
Yeah, that's why you do what you did. That's why they did that.
This is crazy. Anyway, we'll get into it later. Do you want to go over the next part? Do you want to go over Rory McIlroy? Because I know we have the resident Rory hater on the line, Zachary Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a hater. I'm a truth teller. Let's talk Rory.
Okay.
That has to do with PGA Tour Live stuff.
Why not?
It's a nice little transition.
Take it away.
One scumbag to another. So, let me just pull it up here.
You're good.
You sent it to me on Twitter, right?
Oh, yeah. I sent you everything on Twitter.
Everything?
Everything. All the goods.
Why can't I find it then?
What do you mean? Which one are you looking for?
The Rory thing.
Which Rory thing? I wanted you to cover all of it.
The thing you sent me. Where's the thing of him talking about the thing?
The thing of him talking about the thing?
Yeah. Is that the most recent one you sent me?
What's the most recent? What are you talking about?
Johnson Wagner comments on Rory McIlroy's.
I want to cover that for sure.
All right, we'll just bring that out because it probably has to do with it.
Okay, perfect.
Do
you want me to share my screen?
I got it.
Okay.
There we go. So, called out from Nuclear Golf. Johnson Wagner comments on Rory McIlroy's press conference yesterday. He's seeing things from such a finite perspective. Let's take a look.
The fact that he's talking about we've all benefited, like he just is seeing things from such a finite perspective.
Yeah, let's pause it.
He's not seeing who hasn't benefited since all this has gone on. The sponsors that pay all the bills.
Pause it. So just to put this all in context, Rory came out this past week and was saying how he's talked glowingly about Liv, about how Liv has contributed to his success, about how he's made more money. Everybody's made more money because of Liv. It's really weird because this was like the most vocal person against Liv this entire time.
Is Brandel Chambly's hero. Ironically, Brandel Chambly also changing his tune as soon as Rory does. Not ironically, just something to keep an eye on.
Yep. And what's crazy is this now he's saying the exact opposite. This is him saying, quote, there are guys that were on the PGA Tour that went to play on Liv, and if they still have status, sure, come back and come back and play. Like for us, they've all got equity in this tour. Having Bryson DeChambeau come back and play on the tour is good.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, who is this man? This is like
this is a man who wants more money, Zane.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So this preface this with Johnson Wagner's comments. So this is Rory talking about Liv and saying it's thanking him for a larger.
By the way, the funniest thing is I've been on record saying this a lot.
He said, quote, I look at what I made in 2019 before Liv came. This is exactly what Johnson Wagner's responding to. I look at what I made in 2019 before Liv came around, and I look at what I've made after Liv came around, and it's very different. He said, like, I don't know what to say. I earn more money now than I did in 2019, and if Liv hadn't come around, I don't know if I would have been able to say that.
Okay.
So go ahead and now we can play. Start from the top.
The fact that he's talking about we've all benefited, like he just is seeing things from such a finite perspective, from his perspective. He's not seeing, who hasn't benefited since all this has gone on? The sponsors that pay all the bills to the PGA Tour events, because TV is down, everything's down, yet they're being asked to pay more money. So good for you. I'm glad you're making more money than you were in 19, which was a ton of money. And also, he's just telling everybody they got to get over it. Rory has said some things over the last couple of seasons that have rubbed a lot of players the wrong way. And now he wants everybody to get over it. He's pushing for a small world tour. He's trying to get his way in every way. I'm a huge fan of Rory, but I'm not angering me right now. Yeah, angering me.
So let's talk about what he was just talking about there at the end. Johnson Wagner this is not somebody who's not in the know. This is a man who's played on tour. He played on tour for probably a decade, I think.
Guy's been there, done that.
Yeah. I actually held the thing for him at Copperhead at Innisbrook whenever it was the Transitions Championship.
Was he one of the nice guys, or?
Oh, he was so cool. Yeah. He was
So
awesome.
it wasn't. What was that one guy's name?
Shoot.
Jeff Baggert.
Maggart.
Maggart.
Maggart. Jeff Maggart. Maggart, if you're listening to this, I did not like you very much.
You're welcome to come on the show anytime, though.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah. All water under the bridge if you come on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, at the end of the round, he played
Jeff
so
Maggart.
He
shout
played
out
so
in
bad
that
he
show.
snapped his putter on 9 green, I think.
On Zane's head. It was nuts. I'm
Yeah. It was wild. There's blood everywhere.
Zane was just holding the scoreboard. He comes up. He's like,
I said, oh, there's good pace, and he just snapped. He just snapped. He was like, he's good pace. I'll show you good pace. So
and now Zane couldn't keep a pace of a green for the next 12 years of his life.
Yeah, because I was in a coma.
No, it's because he gave you brain damage. Is
that what happened?
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't know how we got into Jeff Maggart, but this is a guy who's in the know. He kind of knows what Rory's pushing for, right? Because he's talked to people.
He knows guys.
Did you notice what he said there, Zach?
Yeah.
What did he say? What did you understand it to mean?
I understood it to mean that he's looking. He's trying to get his way. He's claiming that it's a benefit to the tour when it's a benefit to a very small number of players. I don't know, like something you could if you had to put those number of players in a category, you could probably fit them on I don't know, 6 or 7 simulator golf teams and do a simulator golf league that no one's gonna give 2 shits about after their 3rd week. And it'd be a really underwhelming product with subpar technology. Probably that many people exactly.
Oh my god!
Maybe
that was
slightly more than that, but that many. Says he's all about the tour, and he really is about.
The thing that I drew from that is he wants this world tour with a small group of guys.
Yeah, he wants to go on. He wants to have boys trips every weekend. Is what he wants.
And it's like that's not everybody. Honestly, not everybody. The world of golf would look very different if everything was not U.S. centralized. It'd be harder to watch, right? Obviously, start times would be a little weird. Like it is, every American knows, with the British Open.
Yeah.
So,
but do we tune in?
But yeah.
Same thing with the Scottish Open too, as well.
We do, but here's the issue. Can I say this?
Yeah.
So the issue is whenever we've got a world tour, right, where you just go around with your guys and it's only 60 guys, who breaks into that?
Nobody.
It's just not. It's not a recipe for growth of the game in the sense of putting the best players up there at any given moment.
Well, and also you see in all these limited field events. One of the, and I love this. It came into fruition exactly how you would think it would in the same freaking tournament. Okay? The same freaking tournament. Last week. 2 of the most interesting storylines. Obviously, Thomas Dietrich getting his first PGA Tour win. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
But you also had a Monday qualifier finish in the top 10. And you had one of the biggest storylines coming into the week, whether or not he's going to make the cut. If he makes the cut, he gets his tour card.
By the way,
he came down to a putt on the last hole.
Yeah, he missed it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, too, is they're getting rid of pre-Qs.
Yeah.
Me and you can no longer play.
But
we're never going to go. Here's the problem is we're never going to go play Q school.
Mm-mm.
Never.
No.
So the only chance
I don't
we
have
have
$50,000.
the only chance we have
fire.
the only chance we have now to even play in those tournaments is U.S. Open,
PGA.
and the PGA, and that's maybe British Open too if you go to a qualifying site. But who wants to do that? But it's only those two.
Yeah,
That's sad.
that's really sad. It sucks.
It sucks. I'm more than happy to pay the money to play in PQs.
Yeah. And I think the price point the pre-Qs are at, while it is high, I think is fair.
Yeah. And the
Because-
fact that they don't see that as a money, as a revenue thing is just crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But it's all that. But what they're talking about a more exclusive tour, and they've been talking about it for a while. The first steps of that have already started.
Correct.
And it's going to kill storylines in this sport. And storylines are what makes the sport interesting.
Well, and what doesn't make sense to me is they changed it from 125 to 100, which you'd think would make it more competitive, not less. But then you shrink the tournament size.
Yeah.
To make it less competitive, not more. I just don't know what they're shooting for at this point.
Just more exclusivity.
I guess.
But the problem is, and I think this is something that...
Well, can I say this? You'll never see another Jordan Spieth again.
I was just about to say that. You're never going to see a guy who's like 18 to 21 break onto the scene and win a couple majors. It's just not going to happen anymore.
No.
Because he doesn't get the
have enough time. Yeah.
He's not going to get the opportunity to get like a sponsor's exemption into events and play well enough to get an invite to the Masters or an invite wherever and play well enough for the next year to come back and get his tour card, get a full season, win a couple majors, and then fall off in the back half of his career because he changed his entire golf swing. Like, we're never going to see that again.
Yep. I mean, it's sad. It really is sad. I mean, it was so the era of golf where it was, even though you knew that you were so far
off, man.
Even though you knew that you were so far away from that talent level of, like, say, Tiger Woods.
It always felt accessible.
It always felt accessible. It felt like at any moment, if I like flipped a switch, like I could not do what he does, but like I could be on tour playing with him.
Yeah. And now
it's like not only a club, but they're even making it harder for people on tour to stay on tour.
Yeah.
With the PGA Tour University, so they're giving cards away to people that break on the scene that way. And then on top of that, like if somebody does that on PGA Tour University and they try and keep their card, like they've now gotten their card way easier than somebody who's on tour.
Yeah.
The tour player's playing against the tour player every freaking week.
Yeah.
And the PGA Tour University guy isn't, and you're giving him a leg up because you don't want him going over to live. But at the same time, you're not keeping this is like the worst of all worlds. You're not keeping the PGA Tour player happy.
Yeah. Well, because like I feel for guys that like sitting at like 50 to 75, 50 to 80 range.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy Lanto Griffin.
And then people jump them like it's nobody's business. Like at the Genesis. Like Genesis, they just invite their buddies.
Yeah.
Tiger just invites his buddies.
It's the Tiger's Friends Invitational.
There's so many exemptions, and it just doesn't make sense. And it's not based off of their play.
No.
It has nothing to do with their play the previous weeks.
Yeah.
It's just because they write him a nice letter, or you know what I mean?
They send him a Christmas card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I hope that this changes direction because I think we're heading in a really tough direction.
Yeah.
To where you're no longer going to have those exciting storylines of like the young star, which is a big thing in every sport.
100%.
Why do you think Rookie of the Year is such a big deal in every professional sport except golf?
This is why the majors are where it's at, man. It's just again, Michael Block.
Yeah. Well,
Like you want to
as much as I hate on the guy,
no,
let's-
but you want to talk about excitement.
first off, I
That
don't
was
hate the guy.
exciting, huh?
First off, I want to preface: I don't hate the guy. I hate what the PGA of America decided they wanted to do with the guy.
Sure. Okay, fine. But the
I think
point
he's
I'm
fine.
trying
I've
the
watched him
point
on
I am
several
trying to make is you're not going to get that anymore.
No.
Like that's so cool when that stuff happens.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get it anymore. You're going to get it at the majors. Maybe. Cuz maybe they shrink those cuz now they're given more spots, which is exciting to live players if they choose to do it or if they get in the top 3, I think.
Yeah.
So they're doing some good things there, at least toward live. But again, you're taking away spots from other people that would have otherwise had to qualify
Yeah.
or have to qualify now, And so,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I'm not excited for, even though I am excited for golf to be unified again, I'm not looking at what the people that are making the decisions proposing, looking at what they're proposing is not exciting to me. I'm not against a world tour. That's basically what live is.
Yeah.
I'm not against that. I actually would prefer if they just merged the two. The elevated events are the live events, are the team events, and you just go from there. But and I'm not against elevated events. I just think that those events are not as competitive as, say, like back in the day, the World Golf Championships.
Yeah.
The World Golf Championships, the cool part about those is they weren't limited fields. They weren't.
Well, even if they were limited fields, they were entirely based on your performance.
Yes. Well, no, but they weren't limited. How many play? I'm gonna look. Hold on.
I'm talking about like the WGC match play is absolutely a limited field.
How many players would play in the WGC match play? No, because they played a stroke play and then they divvied it up into match play.
I don't think that's how it worked. But
No, it wasn't. Or at least it was when it ended. It was only 64 players. What about others? What about other WGC events?
By the way, not having a match play event on the tour sucks.
Okay, so they only featured a field of 72 players.
Yeah, it was limited field, but it was entirely based on performance. It wasn't this Genesis Invitational bullshit where you have like Tiger Woods' best friend.
And it was 4 events, not what is it going to be 7 or 8?
I think it's
how many elevated?
It's either
events
6 or 8, I believe.
Will be in 25. 8.
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
But I think that the young star is something that you need to have in a professional sport. And if you don't have that, you're failing. And right now, the PGA Tour is failing.
Yeah.
Who's the young star on the PGA Tour?
Thigala?
Isn't
Bhatia?
Thigala like 27? Bhatia would be an argument.
How old is Sahith? This is a very good
27.
Point
Yeah.
This is a very good point you're making.
Thigala's 27.
Let's look this up on are there any young stars?
Bhatia is 23, so that's one.
Because he won it based off PGA Tour U. He's one of those successful PGA Tour U guys.
Yeah.
PGA Tour. Nick Dunlap, but I mean he's still. I don't know if he's quite there yet. Pot Geyer, he's done pretty well.
Yeah.
Hogard, Rasmus Hogard.
Rasmus Hogard's young.
Yeah. He did win a PGA Tour sanctioned event.
But like the guys they're pushing are all in their like early to mid 30s.
Yes, that's exactly right. You make a a super good point. How old is Ludwig?
Like they're pushing like Wyndham Clark like he's the young star. He's 31.
I know. And see, this is what's going to be the new normal. Maybe it's just these players are going to be 35, and that's the prime of their. Probably Aberg is the biggest one.
Aberg's probably the biggest one.
Yep, that's a good one to say. Yeah, and that's actually a really good pick for that. And so I'm not really going to walk it back because I think you're right. I think this is just going to be the new normal. Is we're just not going to have that many because we do have young players playing and they're playing at a high level, and that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. But the PGA Tour isn't pushing those players. They're pushing the JTs, the Jordan Spieth.
Zane, if you're an average golf fan, do you know who Davis Thompson is?
No. Nope.
All right, he's already won on the PGA Tour. He's tied for 4th right now in the Genesis. I wonder how much TV time he got today.
Look it up. How much TV time? How much TV time? What was his name?
Davis Thompson.
Oh, I know him. So, how much TV time?
I mean, he's from Atlanta, and he went to UGA. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I know him. How much did Davis Thompson? How much TV time did Davis Thompson get in the today? I bet it doesn't have it. No, it doesn't say it. Can you be specific? You know, they do send each tour player. I found this out from Vince. They do send
how long they were on TV.
Yeah. And he had like was it 2 minutes or something like that?
I feel like we need just like a website to like get all this information together. You know?
Yeah. That'd be nice.
But like even this kind of like I get it because Scotty Scheffler's like the guy, right?
Sure.
But like, listen to this headline because I want to talk about this because obviously he's my boy, the putt god, Denny McCarthy. But like, Scotty Scheffler 2 back of Denny McCarthy after first round.
Mm-hmm.
Like. Denny McCarthy is leading the tournament. Why isn't he not the headline? I understand that Scotty Scheffler's a bigger name, but like
I just disagree with you there, bud.
I get it. Also, hell of a finish today by Denny McCarthy. It goes birdie, bogey, birdie, eagle to finish.
Yeah.
What a guy.
That's your boy.
That is my boy. I fucking love Denny McCarthy, dude. The putt god.
Anyway, so let's get into, we're coming up on time here. Let's get into real quick. Either, and I'll let you get to choose. Either let's talk about the Lucas Glover, Colin Morikawa little beef, or let's talk about the hypocrisy of, or do you want to just bring up that real quick about the hypocrisy of
I'm just going to say Rory's
certain
a hypocrite.
Irishman.
Rory's a hypocrite, and that's all I gotta say. You don't say in 2020 that I'm never playing with someone again, and then play with him when it benefits you. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. And let's go into the beef because I want to talk about beef.
Okay,
I'm done with my beef tonight on Roy McIlroy. Sure. I'm sure I'll have more to talk about next week.
Sure. So I'm just gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. So Lucas Glover. I don't know why I had to upspeak in my voice just now.
Lucas Glover?
That's what it sounded like.
Lucas Glover was talking some major shit about people using aim point.
Yeah, so Lucas Glover was made comments about banning aim point. The reasons he gave, just for the people at home, is, obviously you got a pace of play issue, like people doing it whenever.
By the way, the funniest tweet in this whole thing is Ben on saying like me being quiet because I do both.
Dude, I will say
he posted the gif of like
the players on the world side are just hilarious. Tom Kim, dude. Ben on, even Minwoo Lee, they are just so funny.
Dude, that was so funny. It was I think it was underneath a nuclear golf.
No,
it was a golf.com tweet. And it was he posted that and then the gif of that like that black kid with the soda, like
That's awesome. Whoa, I almost fell back. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
fall over, man.
No,
It was pretty funny.
I'm trying not to. That one beer hits hard.
I'm
so,
on 3.
so Colin Morikawa said said we should see long putters banned as well. Let's watch.
I have nothing against Lucas, but I mean, if we're banning aim point, I think we should ban long putters as well. And I don't know. I guess no one has said it, right? But like, let's just look.
I agree.
Aim
Let's
point
ban them
does
both.
take-
Hold on. You agree to ban them both? We'll get into it.
Longer if you're not doing it properly, right? If you're not doing it when other players are reading their putts. I think there's a respect issue. I think some players might get a little bit too close to the hole, and I get that. When you get too close to the hole when someone else is putting,
Sure.
yeah, like I don't want my line and my putt to go over someone else's foot,
Which it does affect.
and their marks. But I mean, are you going to tell other players not to walk around the hole when we're picking up putts? So, from my perspective, aim point has 1,000% helped me. You know, I listen to the announcers sometimes during play, and they say, "Why would you aim point this, this, and that?" It gets a basis of how I read a putt and where I start my lines. It's just like reading something from behind the hole or behind the ball. That's how I'm getting my general read for that. So I don't think people understand how aim point works to really say this is right or wrong. Does it slow down play? I think there are some players that maybe do it in the wrong spots, and sometimes, look, I'll admit it, yeah, maybe I can't get in when I want to, so it adds a couple more seconds, but I know that, and I'm aware of that. I think players need to be aware if they're slow or not, right? Like, let people know who is slow and do something about it, right?
So where are we at on that?
So first
Can you make us bigger, by the way? Like more of the screen? I
Like
love
this?
that view. I love that so much more. It's just so much better.
my view on it is, I think for him to bring up banning long putters is like kind of ridiculous in this conversation, just because it has nothing to do with slow play.
Okay.
Luke Slover specifically talking about how it slows down play, and I disagree with Colin Morikawa that if you're doing aim point correctly, it doesn't slow down play. If you're doing it actually the way aim point is supposed to be done, it absolutely slows down play. 100%.
You can still not go slow and do aim point.
But
So so the fact, like, here's my problem with Lucas Glover's comment is aim point ain't the problem. There,
no,
you can
it's
argue
not the problem.
seconds.
So one
you can
thing.
argue it adds seconds. You
Yeah.
can argue it adds a minute. It does not add hours.
No.
It does not add hours, and so it's
What was
not
that
one of
round
those.
a couple weeks ago?
It's not
final
one of those
round?
things. It's not one of those things where grains of sand make a heap. It's not one of those things.
No.
It's one of those things where it probably has multiple factors. That's like way low on the list.
I think
a lot of
nobody
it's
thinks
more
about
like
her-
walking ball to ball. You know what I mean?
That is Lucas Glover played with someone who was painfully slow and did aim point
That's exactly
the
right.
previous week.
That's exactly right. And so, like, I don't think that's a hit on Morikawa. Even though Morikawa, he makes a point. His point wasn't that long putters slow him down. He was making a point that long putters benefit you and aim point benefits me.
I understand
So
that.
you're going to get rid of something that benefits me. I'm going to get rid of something that benefits you.
I understand that's why Colin Morikawa said it. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that doesn't apply when Lucas Glover's like, I don't really care if it helps him or not. It's slow. But that's because Lucas Glover played with someone slow who also did aim point, probably at the waste management.
Maybe, but again, that it.
I'm
has,
saying
it has way more to do with, because I've done aim point before. It has way more to do with walking from ball to ball, like Colin Morikawa said, doing your routine
while the other person's
while
doing
the
their
others
shot.
hitting their shot. It has way more to do with that not resetting for your shot as much just because you hear a
God, who is that? Tom
Oh.
Cam had a really bad video a couple weeks ago of him taking like 3 minutes to hit a ball, and then he hit it out of bounds.
That was a Pebble Beach.
At the
It was on hole 7.
It was that iconic hole.
Yeah, the one that goes up the hill.
Yeah.
And he just freaking banana slices it into
Yeah,
the
he
water.
takes like I'm not kidding you. Even the announcer was like, "Holy moly!" It took him like
It took the announcer
like
said
3 or 4 minutes.
The announcer
to hit
said
a shot.
he did all that to do that.
And we waited that long for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well.
hilarious.
But,
But
like-
again, this is the announcer's fault I'm not the announcers, the producer, whoever's putting on the program. It's their fault for showing for that long.
No,
I mean-
I think they should. I think every time someone takes that long to hit a golf shot, they should be shown
There's other shots on
and
the
then
course.
ridiculed.
No, there's other shots on the course. Show other shots. I see. This is where I disagree with you.
I
don't-
want them to be
That doesn't fix
ridiculed.
anything. That doesn't fix anything.
Shame them and name them.
Shame them and name them, but that don't fix nothing. Release the times taken over shots. Release that. But as far as like
Again,
show
that's
it
one of
on the
those things that,
don't ruin the broadcast to make a freaking point. Okay, that's what Zach Johnson does. We ain't about that here at Beerly OB.
Zach Johnson doesn't ruin a broadcast to make a point. Zach
Yes, he
Johnson
does.
ruins-
They put him
No.
on him on the freaking interviews and all the time.
Zach Johnson ruins golf to make a point. It's not the
Yes.
broadcast.
Yes, ruins golf, including the broadcast.
And the Ryder Cup team.
Yes.
RIP to
But-
Team USA.
Yeah, RIP. But we don't. Here's the thing: is we don't ruin the broadcast to make a point. You just don't. You don't ruin the product. Don't ruin the product. It's for the brand. FTB, baby, for the brand. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on the subject. And is that all we got for tonight?
I think it is.
All right, cool.
Next, like, Team USA thing.
All right, cool.
Oh, it's this year. It's at Bethpage.
What are you talking about?
The Ryder Cup.
Yeah, President's Cup was last year.
Yeah.
Here's Ryder Cup.
I wasn't sure if they...
Keegan Bradley, captain,
dude.
gonna be a playing captain. Make it, boy. Get up those Ryder Cup points. Either that or pick yourself. 'Cause you
Also,
deserve it.
I know I shouted him out earlier. Shout out to Denny McCarthy leading the Genesis through day one, 4 under par, and he was 3 under on his last 4 holes. So
Man,
shout out
Beachy
to
shot 4 over.
yeah, he
Dude
did
was
not play
partying a
well.
little too hard. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, honestly, I won a PGA Tour event. I'm doing the same thing. the
I
next
would
week.
agree. Yeah, you won't see me for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm missing the.
Oh,
cut
you'll
the next-
see me on Thursday and Fridays. but
Yeah,
not Saturdays and
You're not
Sundays.
gonna see me Saturdays. Those next 3 weeks are vacation, dude.
That's right. I'm just, we're taking the family to those tournaments.
Oh, you're gonna. I won $10
my
million
gosh,
for
I have
winning
this-
this tournament.
Oh, I have this putt. So here's the hole. It's like, oh, I have this. Here's the ball. Here's the hole. I have this putt to make it to the weekend. Oops.
No, it's. I just think it's a care thing. It's like,
Oops.
oh, I just won $10 million.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm saying like you purposefully hit the bad shot so
Yeah.
you don't have to do the
so
weekend.
you can go out on Saturday and Sunday.
That's right, with the wife and kids. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on the Beerly Out of Bounds podcast. We love hanging out with you guys. If you
We
guys could,
absolutely do.
always
Come to my house.
always drop a comment. We love seeing your comments in the comment section below. And then also make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell just to
And if you
get
wanna-
notified.
Support the show in other ways, and you want some pretty cool stuff, make sure you check out the Teespring store down in the description below. We also have a partnership with I'm sorry, I'm 3 beers in.
Global Golf.
Global Golf. That link is in the description below. Apparel, shoes, equipment of any kind. You can check it out there. Just make sure you use that link down in the description. That is all we have for tonight's show. We will see you guys